Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Hey, it was fun talking crappie fishing with John Harrison down there, and I thought Ron was going to leave the building after hearing all that news, but of course he wears a seatbelt here in the show on Saturday mornings, and we got him clamped in over there. But,
hey, it's okay. I can go fishing after we get through.
You sure can. Yeah.
But today I'm not going to be able to do that.
No, you've got things to do today, so we won't talk about it.
I'm actually doing some charity stuff today.
Are you really?
Yeah, I
donated
Peanut and Peanut myself donated a fish fry for 50.
50?
Yes, for St. Jude. It's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and it was a live auction item. So this gentleman here in Memphis paid a pretty good sum of money for us to do this for him.
Wow.
To St. Jude. We raised $4,000 for it, and so I'm looking forward to doing this for St. Jude.
And you selling tickets to this, too?
You want to buy one?
Hey, I know Ron and myself know this next gentleman has been on the show. He has taken so many things and loves fishing, and has taken his love of fishing to really a level. It seems like back in March, if I'm not mistaken, we announced this on Outdoors with Larry Ray that Shane Cox was going to be the coach of the Blue Mountain Toppers bass fishing team, and already in less than a lot of times it takes for people, the Toppers have made success. Recently on one of the lakes that I grew up fishing way back in Lake Dardanelle off the Arkansas River, Shane, two of his young anglers were able to go 1-2 and won the AFCO Collegiate Bass Open on Lake Dardanelle, and we've got Shane Cox on the line with us, along with those two young anglers. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning.
Tell us what it meant for you guys before we talk to the young man, particularly for you, Shane. I know that you're a busy man with hammer rods and all the things that you do, you and your wife Sandy, but when you started this, it was kind of an unusual thing to you start your own program, you pick your own players, and then to come to Lake Dardanelle, and really, when I look at how many anglers were there, it's pretty amazing that what you've done. So talk about what this meant for the school to do what they did at Lake Dardanelle.
Man, it was huge. We went into this thing, just hoping we could come out of there with maybe one top 20 finish.
Uh-huh.
Had none of us ever been on the lake, and had no knowledge of the lake. And, if we can go to a lake and win that we have knowledge of, that's huge. But going somewhere we had nothing, never been on or nothing, man, it was unbelievable.
We'll talk about the two young men there with us. Rudy Worley. Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. And John David Nowlin. How you doing, John David?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. So, Shane, talk about these two young men and what they did on Lake Dardanelle.
Well, these two young men right here cut their teeth at Tennessee River fishing.
Yes, both from Savannah, right? I'm not mistaken.
Sir.
Okay.
Learned real quick. Dardanelle don't fish like Tennessee River.
I can tell you that from experience. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But my hat was off to them, because after 2 days of practice, they figured it out and they made it work.
Well,
that's absolutely awesome. And the level of competition that you're going against a lot of different universities and colleges that are senior laden, junior laden, that have very experienced teams, and I'm not going to go into all the names, but here you've got a team, Shane, that does not have a senior on it yet, and now you've got two freshmen that stepped up and won this tournament. I mean, does it have a lot to do with you going out and finding these great young anglers to put together this team?
That's what it takes to build a good college fishing team. I mean, you got to watch the high school ranks and watch the guys that are consistently doing good, and I say college fishing recruiting is a lot like recruiting football players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can ask anybody that has a team, and I know. Let's talk to Rudy first. Rudy is a freshman, just like John David is, and you and John David went to the same high school, right? Is this what made you, Rudy, want to go to Blue Mountain?
Well, I never knew that. I never even heard of Blue Mountain.
That's being honest, buddy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Whenever I heard that Blue Mountain was getting a fishing team, and
Uh-huh.
I heard that all the people that was going to be on it, just some good guys.
Yeah.
I originally had planned on going to UNA to fish, just to join the club. But
Now, UNA, North Alabama?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And, just they had like 40, 50 people, and you ain't for sure to fish everything. You got to go through qualifiers and all kinds of stuff just to fish the actual tournaments. And Blue Mountain, we only have 10 people on a team, so you guaranteed to fish all of it.
Oh, I like that attitude. And John David, what about from your perspective? Was this a package deal, so to speak, for Coach Cox there to come up with you two guys? I'm assuming that you guys have been friends for a long time.
Yes, sir. I've known him pretty much my whole life. We used to play baseball against each other when we was younger.
Uh-huh.
And we had a class together in 8th grade. He asked me one morning if I wanted to go fish with him, freezing cold. And for some reason I went, and I'm glad I did because we've been fishing together ever since.
Well, I know you guys, let's talk about the accomplishment, and Shane can mention this too. If I'm not mistaken, 2 days, 27.62 pounds in 2 days. And one of those days wasn't really pleasant, the way I understand it. Right, Rudy?
Yes, it was. The second day, it
Yeah.
was just pouring down. About midday, it just coming downpour.
So how did y'all adjust to all this? Because I think you were, someone told me you were kind of targeting the shad. So tell us, John David, how that went. How did you adjust to that kind of conditions?
We really just put our head down and we fished. We knew the fish were there. It was just a matter of time getting them fired up to be able to, catch the ones we needed.
Uh-huh.
And I think us just putting our head down and fishing, we really just went with the conditions how it was, and we just fished.
Well, I guess, and the coach gets all the credit, I'm assuming here. So, I mean, Shane?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now, guys, the conditions changed from day one to day two.
Yeah.
And so you had to make some adjustments. Tell our listeners, what adjustments did you make to day two?
Well, really, the first day, it wasn't the best day either. It was real cloudy and everything, and we just really stumbled upon them. And that first day, we started catching them, and then we coiled a few times, and really we didn't change nothing up. We just before the rain the second day, our first spot we went to was the spot we had been catching them on, and we just stayed there. And really, whenever the downpour come, we had some schooling fish, and I think whenever the rain come, they was done. Like, it was over with. And really, we had been just fishing banks, and, we could catch some decent little keepers, but it wasn't nothing like them schoolers. And we after it just started raining, we just went back to our banks and just finished out the day.
What about, and I'm looking at this thing, you came into that tournament ranked 52. I don't know how many teams were there. How proud were you, Shane, to see this happen for your school, and what does it mean for Blue Mountain to win this tournament?
Man, it's one of the biggest things that's ever happened to us. Like I said, we was 52nd in points, and when we left there, we knew we were going to be standing a lot better. And then we find out earlier this week that we're actually 9th in school of the year points.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, man.
Being in the top 10 in a collegiate sport, is absolutely
But you just started
awesome.
in March. I mean, really, technically, Shane.
Second year now.
Yeah, to do this. So let's look ahead here for the toppers, as we know now. And I know, how far is Blue Mountain from Savannah? One of you guys, Rudy, how far is Savannah from Blue Mountain?
It's about an hour and 25 minutes.
That's my kind of deal. Yeah, that's my kind of deal like this. But so where do we go from here, Shane? I mean, this has to help recruiting and things along that line. So when are you guys through for the year and you start back up in 2019? What's next?
We start back February the 2nd, I think, is going to be another Cabela's event on Sam Rayburn.
Okay. Yeah, Sam Rayburn.
That'll be our next event.
Yeah.
And the following week after that, we will be at a FLW event on Lake Seminole.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. And so this has to be an early Christmas present, right?
No doubt.
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, we do know there's another bass fishing team in our area that gets a lot of credit and everything, and I'm glad. I'm proud of what Bethel has done, but I guess you just have to start your school's name with a B, and you're okay. You know, I mean, between Bethel and now the Blue Mountain Toppers. Well, guys, thank y'all for being with us this morning on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Congratulations on what you guys accomplished, and I guess you know, Rudy and John David, now you have a target on your backs. You're not going to slip in there anymore. I mean, you got to be prepared for that. So you guys, thanks for all you've done. And Shane, keep up the good work. Okay, buddy?
We're going to try, bud.
All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great Saturday. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. Let's take another break. That's pretty cool right there. The Blue Mountain Toppers. I like that. I was all ready to fool Wong over there, but he knew it before I could do it. Let's take a break. We're going to lead this one back into a little duck hunting here. I know he can't.
Oh, right up my alley.
You're ready, aren't you? All right.
I'm ready.
Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.